just communicate differently in each of those situations. I realized everybody the same. Like even religious wise, whether you're in the Middle East or they're Baptist, like they're the same people, and we all searching for the same thing. So to me, we all like kind of our own God and create our own destiny. It's like we're living in this matrix, in this game, and this Grand Theft Auto, and it's like we can do whatever we want. Like we can choose to be really good people, or we can choose to get 5 stars and hey, YOLO. So it's like you your own God. So it's just like so I meditate a lot and like I'm getting even more. And it's this meditation, this chant. This lady actually put under my song the other day. She's like, "Oh, good job," and she put the chant. It was Nom Yoho Renkeyo, and basically even researching it is like that's just a chant. Like even when you like something going, like basically people say like Jesus grabbed the wheel, or you could just say this chant that Buddhists say. Like it's all the same. So my name Buddha the God it's spiritual, and it's like I'm about my people, and I promote my people in good things, and it's empathy for everybody. Like that's what my name. Like you don't got to go through something to understand somebody. Like just because you never been through it, you can still take their experience and look them in the eye and hear their story. So that's what it's mean to me. And most people have that image of Buddha the God as that little fat guy image and like happy guy, and that's what I want people to see when they see me. Like, hey, he's here for everybody. Like you can talk to that guy. Like,
Yeah. The funny thing about it is your name, because it's Buddha the God and Buddha, kind of ironically an
yeah,
oxymoron.
and it's bars because I'm a rapper, so I
Yeah,
still got bars.
exactly.
It's a double entendre, right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
So now, real quick, I'm gonna do a little like show of. Actually, I can't even. I'm gonna do a little play, a little quick little trial to let people see what you got going on. Now, if I hurry up and switch this to the
And
tab,
my new song, Buddha the God, Holy Spirit, is out. Y'all can all go look at that. That shit is dope.
no,
Everyone has been talking about open.
not that. We're gonna get to that later. Buddha. I spelled it right? I'm on right?
Yeah, Buddha.
H-A.
No, you put erase the other A. The first A. Yeah.
Put,
T-H. I don't know why I don't say it up here. I should say it, but it's like my.
It should. It's T-H-H-A.
We looking for luxury tax?
Yeah, oh, hold on. Why is it not showing? Hold on. Try to press something. How you spell it? How you spell it?
Buddha.
H-A.
Tha.
T-H-A. G.
And put like luxury tax.
This don't like it spelled right. Some little.
G-O-D, God.
G-O-D. Alright. Alright, bro. Now we're gonna play like luxury tax, right?
Yeah, play that.
When advertising on YouTube, I know
Oh,
that
no.
making an authentic video with a clear call to
These
action.
So look, do I really gotta say I'm on a different level? I use the snare to shake the bass, I'm causing hella tremble. You seen the cocky, I'm the cockiest. I will not humble myself. I want the type of wealth I could not possibly manage myself. And if all else give, just wanna make sure I'm felt. Shit too smooth, gotta charge you a luxury tax. We keep running it up, so we running it back.
All right. That was good. That's one of my favorite songs amongst Buddha right there. That's one of the favorite right there. It's another one called I think it was called Debbie, right? On SoundCloud, something like that.
But the newest one is Holy Spirit. That's the newest one.
Okay. Now, Edwin, I want you to give your review of how the song was.
Well, for the viewers, this is my first time listening to it. It was excellent. I was impressed. Definitely was. Really love it. Your flow was unstoppable. Like you're just everything. Your demeanor. Yeah, definitely.
Nice. That's an upcoming rapper right there, man. Coming straight out of New Jersey too, and black excellence definitely.
Definitely.
You're gonna be shaking the industry with that one. I've told him this before too. He got a Jay-Z vibe when he's like he rapping, and it'd be like that's what makes it even better. All right, so we on to the next topic. I can barely see. I need glasses. Childhood memories of gaming. All right, so we're going to childhood memories now. I'm start. Actually, no. I'm skipping. Oh, my fault. I'm skipping. It's my turn. All right, for New Year's 2023, top 3 goals. I got first one is finish off my fitness goals, which is to be 10% body fat. Now, last year in I would say July is when I started to do my fitness goals. I did a little research myself. Even Buddha here, talked to him about it. He helped me really like see what the real truth, because everybody got their own perspective and twists and turns about what really requires a fitness and got their own way of doing it. And some of it would just be like advertisement just to tell people so they can get some money out of them and keep coming back. But he really like showed me, was like, this is really what you need to do. This is it's simpler than it actually is, and it's just mostly about consistency and keeping a calorie deficit. So that year, 6 months now, I'm like a couple weeks ago the scale said like 260, and then like yesterday I think it said 240, but I don't think I'm that low. I might be, but I don't think I'm that low. So what it is that I'm trying to get to 10% body fat. Now I don't know what I'm gonna weigh at 10%. I'm not sure, but it's ultimately about basically making sure I look the best or look the way I want to look. And I would say I'm like 70% there, maybe 80%. All depends. So that's the first goal as far as the fitness. The second goal would be to learn about 3 new skills this year to create passive income. Now, a little bit about that. Recently, I just, on Instagram, it's this course, this Instagram user called Smart Minds Factory. They're promoting like the little case study of people that can buy into their program. They have different packages, and they'll give you like basically a course of what they do and how they create money and create revenue, passive income through Instagram. And they'll send you a testimony of people that, the top sellers of what they're involved in, how many clients they have, how many followers they have, what brands they're involved with, and all different type of stuff. Now, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't fully went through the course yet. I need some time to like really focus on it. But whatever they're doing is facts, it's true, it's straight to the point. It's relevant. Well, not relevant. It's relevant in today's society. And what I mean by that is that, listen, I got no problem with people creating their own businesses, creating their own clothing line, promoting fitness journeys and all that. That's cool, and I have no problem with it. I wouldn't fight nobody on their desires and how they want to go about getting their own business. But at the same time, though, I see it this way. I do a lot of watching social media, like looking at relevant stuff and how the world is going about, how the world is changing in its own ways. So as far as I see it, a lot of things is being transitioned to online, all the stuff about AI intelligence, online businesses, even money itself is being more digital, crypto, stock market, all that stuff. So I'm like, to me, it's more like people that's doing more hardware, like physical products and selling it. Yeah, you can do that, but it's going to be a very competitive market, being told, especially clothing lines. Everybody want to make a clothing line, sell it. You got many different companies out there that's been in the game for a while, and they got a lot more high quality products, and it's going to be hard to compete with that. Excuse me. And even when you're doing like selling cars, like stuff like that is going to be real hard to do, and to make a lot of progress within like a year span. You'll be doing that for maybe 10 years, and it's possible that the business may fall if you can't keep up. So I feel like it would be easier to take a different route and come back to it. For example, I plan on using the second goal is to use these different skills to create more passive income to myself, Pay a little bit of money now, create some passive income, and invest it back into it to grow it more over the time without having to go nowhere. It could be all done from the phone. And then as far as what I'm doing with content creating and streaming, I also grow the audience on that because right now I am an affiliate for Twitch, so I can't get paid. But to bring in more revenue, a lot more revenue, I need a bigger audience, and that's what I got to focus my time on is how to create better content, up in my skills in editing, up in my skills in Photoshop, making the videos better, look better, more clickbait, so I can add more revenue and then also turn YouTube into get monetized in YouTube, which is going to take some time, but it's going to get done, and knowing what steps to go about to make that happen. Ultimately, after that gets to a certain point, I can use that audience to transition into fitness and then fitness into the clothing line. Now, if you already got the audience, it will be much easier for people to buy into your product because they already followed it. They already know what you're about. They already know you, what content, your job, what you're known for. So if you already got it, when you're giving out a product, it should be easy. Kind of similar to with Mr. Beast, if you know the YouTuber. He creates these crazy fucking content of him doing like eating gold food that's made out of gold and all types of stuff. And right now he's been promoting Shopify when he's selling his products. He got a restaurant. All these things he's done after he already created the audience. So when he added these things, he just created more money because he already has the audience. It's just making it easier for him to do it. So that's how I plan to do it. And I really want to get into the stock market, learn about that, ways to get built off of that. Like I said, Instagram, social media platform, social media marketing. And there's another one. Creating an online business in fitness. But that's not going to come until a little bit later. But like I said, it's all a stepping stone, all step by step, a process that I want to get done throughout the year. Now, my third goal would be to be similar to yours, Edwin, would be like getting out of your comfort zone, doing things you normally wouldn't do on a daily basis. Now, I'll give you a prime example. If I have time on the weekends, I'll probably go somewhere by myself, somewhere I want to try by myself, because it's real good to have that group of friends that you trust and y'all all like-minded people, but it ain't easy to find that. Everybody out here is kind of like doing their own thing, and some people ain't motivated to do their own thing. And it's funny though, because watching a lot of social media, you see a lot of people that be like, Andrew Tate with a group of people, Teaching Men Fashion, David Goggins, Mr. Beast, all these YouTubers that have their group of people and how they be in Los Angeles. I'm sure you could throw me a couple names in Los Angeles of people that just got their group of friends they established, people like-minded people. You know what I mean?
Carly the Mayos and the Carly Leos.
Exactly.
All those.
Yeah, they like
TikTokers.
exactly.
The TikTok dances. And
Yeah,
stuff like that.
exactly.
All of them are grouped, together. And another example for in a different industry, which would be content creating / anime, RDC World in Texas. They have their own house. They went to red carpets, stuff like they've met LeBron, a lot of different stuff. They've been to the Super Bowl. They've gotten invited to stuff. So that is definitely a key thing that you have to, bring yourself to through networking, through what people want in their media, and also representation, because representation definitely does matter.
Yep.
You understand?
Yep. So yeah, exactly. So all these people that's together and have their own little group and they're all like-minded, it seemed like it's easy to find, but realistically, in reality, it's not that easy. I mean, some people are maybe friends of yours now, but they may not be friends of yours for like the rest of your life. Some people may be just there just for the time being.
Most people find those type of friends in college or like the military service or something like that. Like that's what fraternities.
Yeah.
Like that's for you. And then those people are friends, and then are in the military. They're friends, and then they leave, and they go different places, become doctors and lawyers, and then they're like, oh, I remember you. Oh, you Alpha 5.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And
Yep.
they get a job, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, either they're going about their own goals and they're just there for what's the thing say? They're there to cross paths but not to stay in your path. They like in different lanes. They just coming by for a season, not for the whole year round. So at the time it's like, yeah, you can find those friends. Now they may be passing your life, but that don't mean they're bad people. Now you got people that just be in your life because they hating on what you're doing and what you're trying to do, and they're just there to ride the road with you so they can have their own come up. Or when you fall, they not gonna be there to help you get back up or help you through it. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like
Another thing. Oh, my bad.
go ahead.
No, another thing. Also, when you say about that, also you got to take in mind demographic and location to consent.
Okay.
Industry wise, everything on the West Coast, Cali, has already been made. Has already been established as an industry over here. Over in the East Coast, it's a lot more different. We
Yeah.
have the tri-state area, right? You have New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, you
Mm-hmm.
have Connecticut, all these different states together, right? But a lot of people living everywhere, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
But if a lot of people more come together, we can realize that dream, create industry for people, in different stuff and in media, and you will see a lot more, Mr. Beast type, what's the Lisa Koshi, different people that are living in like Florida, content creator wise, and in Cali, stuff like over here too.
Yeah.
Um,
And because of social media too, like you mentioned, like people that never met each other or would never meet are meeting and feeling like they know each other, even though
Exactly.
they're living.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get a kid in high school in Cali and one in New Jersey, and they might be best of friends and never meet each other until they are adults and have enough money to meet somewhere.
Yep.
Like, let's go on a trip to Jamaica and meet each other for the first time, girl. Like whatever
Yeah.
it is. But they can help each other and not even be close to each other. So it's crazy.
Exactly. So it's like when you come with that person, you automatically connect because y'all got the same interests and common values. So it's just you just naturally connect easily, like immediately, and you don't even know each other. So as far as that goes, I do understand to get to that certain point when you find that group that you match with, or potential group of people that you can build something with and elevate yourself as you go into your new career and goals.
Yeah.
It
And like
also,
if you meet somebody in a bar, usually you gotta like kind of feel the vibes and see if y'all like each other or y'all have interest.
yeah,
On social media, you like, oh girl, you like that? Oh, you got that tag? That's your favorite thing? You go in knowing each other's that y'all got that thing in common already. You don't gotta guess.
exactly. So as far as to get to that point, you do have to go out and kind of get outside your comfort zone, meet new people, or just even if it feel like it's naturally gonna come to you when you're doing something that's like to better yourself. Like for example, I think everybody has this certain experience. Some people where the person you are, the better person you are, and you feel comfortable as beating, you naturally gonna attract people to you, and they naturally just gonna become your friends anyway. So if you kind of like focus on working on yourself, knowing and being realistic with your insecurities and what you need to work on as far as yourself, you naturally just gonna draw people to you. Like for example, if you losing weight or working out, people will start to notice that. I'm like, damn, what he doing? Like, you always have a conversation about, what's your diet plan? What's your workout? I want to come work out with you one time. Set the day and time, and now you're friends. Now you got a weightlifting partner or a gym buddy. And the same thing goes with any other goals or passions, like you studying for cybernetics or a content creator, and people know about it. They like your content. They want to get into it too. So multiple things. So it kind of all, in a way, starts off you by yourself doing your own thing, and naturally, not saying it's always going to happen, but naturally you just bring people to you that you create a little circle with. And
yeah.
that's
And to expand upon that and stuff like that, I might get hate on this because I'm from Jersey, but a very good way, a thriving community that is growing right now, definitely. I mean, you don't see it a lot here in Jersey, but New York, New York.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, there's a lot of people in New York. There's a lot of opportunities, and there's a lot of like-minded people that you can probably get together. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been example of it. I have, last year in 2022, I have been going out a little bit more. I have went to um these socially different events,
Mm-hmm.
like like these anime parties and stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just say that like that. But like you could find different likes for almost anything, anything,
Yeah.
anything.
Exactly.
So yeah, so networking is definitely key.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like kind of like the blueprint to it is where, like, if somebody said they wanted to find a gym buddy or they wanted to find a girlfriend, it all matters time and where you're doing it at. So
Yep.
if I wanted to find a content creator buddy or a gym buddy, you ain't gonna go to no damn bar and be like, I'm looking for a gym partner just filling around. That's not the type of place for that type of activity. You have to go somewhere like the gym, or now it does happen where you could be two people could be doing have the same interests. Like you may go to the bar and you looking over there for like a hookup or a date, whatever,
Yeah.
or just for some good conversation, and you might find somebody that works out depending on how they look. You might find somebody that into content creation. You won't know until you get to know them. It's possible, but to really like increase the chances of that, you probably go somewhere like TwitchCon or any YouTube events out there where you're gonna find people that's there for that specific thing. So it will. It's all about how and where you going for, stuff like that. Now,
I'm
we
about to say, well, I don't know if this is off topic, but I'm about to say, speaking of social media, do you think that, like, what's the best platform that you should be on as a streamer? I think it's TikTok. Because I think that's the one that has the potential to grow when I think the other ones are already saturated.
yeah.
But well, we don't know if TikTok's gonna be around for long. They say they want to shut it down, but yes, you're right on that. TikTok is the best growing
But even if you
platform.
think of outside of America, like if they shut America out, we can still access it. Americans access a lot of things that they supposed to access. It's just a VPN, boom, you back in. So it is still the whole world. China has more people, so even if you think, hey, I could be on TikTok, and in China with billions of people versus in America with a couple of 100 million people.
But
Yeah.
don't you also think they're doing the opposite in China? There's a lot of things that they're banned or forbidding to in China that they have to use VPN to get access to. A lot. Remember, China is definitely a censored country.
That's because Americans like to like put their agenda and everything, so they're cautious
Yeah.
of what they let their people look at as American. But
Okay.
TikTok is from China, so they're not gonna ban it. It started there, so if anything, it gives them more access to what Americans think and what they're doing, so they love it.
I mean, most.
Military wise, they love to get an American paid.
I mean, definitely TikTok is definitely a place to where you could grow because it makes sense ultimately if you think about it. Because when the pandemic hit in 2020 and nobody couldn't go outside,
I was
everybody,
thinking
TikTok got
TikTok.
blew up, and everybody was just on TikTok all day. Even after the pandemic, while things were starting to slowly go back down to normal, or what they say normal, people were still on TikTok, and TikTok was still booming, and it's still booming to this day. Even when you got like all social media platforms that been out longer, like Facebook, Instagram, you even YouTube, which is always been popular. That's trying to make like their own YouTube shorts. Instagram trying to make their reels. Facebook trying to make their reels. So they all like kind of basically copy TikTok, what they famous for. So yeah, that's big facts that
Yeah.
TikTok
I
where it
mean, look,
starts.
Instagram got Instagram Reels, YouTube got YouTube Shorts. It's all to compete with TikTok.
Yeah. Yep.
People spans are small, and TikTok is trying to become like a search engine. So if you use hashtags, it's more like you got to be more specific. So you put like gaming hashtag. So when people go search for like, if I put a cat video, I put cute kittens.
Yeah.
So people go up there and search cute kittens.
Yeah.
It wants to be like a Pinterest, like a search engine to compete with
Yeah.
Google.
Yep.
So I mean, I think it's just the upside is crazy.
Yeah. And TikTok could definitely take over. Now, I feel like their biggest competitor is ultimately going to be YouTube. It's always YouTube because everybody uses YouTube no matter what. You go there, anybody that you trying to look up cooking videos, you want to know politics, learn anything, especially when you don't feel like reading it from different articles because some of these articles are going to be fucking misleading and some of them just based off of their own opinion and some of them you could just like Wikipedia, you go in there and just edit the damn thing and change what was said. So YouTube is always like a more straightforward. It is at the same time somebody else's perspective because they also put in their own opinion of what they learned about it from, but you're not going to be misleaded that far from the actual truth of what goal or whatever you're trying to get as a response to whatever you're looking for. So
I think YouTube's scared of TikTok right now. Honestly, I think they like because actually TikTok made YouTube change a bunch of stuff. YouTube used to like it was hard to post videos with other people's music in it. They had to literally go and change that because TikTok allows people to post it and they give the money to like the original creator now.
Yep.
And TikTok like have their own. It's called Sound On. They make their own record label basically. So then you can like try to go viral through them and they promote your music. So it's called Sound On when you create your own original stuff. But I think I read that TikTok is the only one that has more viewers than creators. Like on YouTube, whether they're successful or not, most people have a YouTube channel that are on YouTube.
Yep, that's fact.
Even if people leave comments, if you click on them, most of them it will lead you to their own YouTube channel. So most people just got them already, but most people aren't creators on TikTok. Most people just go up there to view real quick and swipe up, and then they get off.
Yeah, that's facts.
I think all y'all should. Do you stream too, Adam?
Not right now. No, but I do have a TikTok. I've made a few videos. Yeah, during that pandemic season, 2020. Yeah, everybody was locked up in their houses, and what else to do? If everybody was talking about TikTok, to make a TikTok video, you know. It was very hard to not to make one because it was always in your face and stuff like that, and people were actually being successful with it, you know. And it was a time that people were closed off, and TikTok got people together. It was the only platform these short videos actually were, and you see that YouTube is getting successful with their shorts and their videos, but that wasn't there until like recently.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So definitely TikTok is definitely leading the game as far as short but informative videos or entertaining videos, and everybody else is basically trying to compete. And YouTube definitely is getting some competitive, but I feel like as long as TikTok keep evolving, they could definitely keep up with YouTube. All YouTube just have to do is like kind of evolve, but they always gonna evolve. It's just
they need to make their policies better for content creators, to be honest. Because a lot of content definitely does get red flags and get copyright strikes and stuff like that. And I don't know if you guys know about the story about Totally Not Mark, that he all his content and stuff like that got flagged from Toei Animation, which is a production company of anime in Japan. They flagged all his stuff, and basically all the videos, right, that he had from years ago that he made got put down. Basically, his life work, and it took him a process to get it back, but he did get it back.
Yeah, so they definitely gonna be running well as far as like their policies, and I think that's as far as all the OGs of social media platform, they all got their rules and regulations that need to adjust to help the people that stream on their own platforms. That's definitely something that could be said. Now, to move on to the next topic, discussing latest news on AI. I'm gonna start off this one. Actually, no, we skipping. My fault. So that was my first 2 goals. We was talking about workout, passive income. Third is content creation. Was it content creation? I think so. Now, childhood memories of gaming. Now, since we talk about the topic of anime and gaming, I'll start off this one. Now, when I was a young little fat chubby gamer in the house all damn day, back in those 2000 days where everybody was playing Black Ops and Call of Duty. Those is really my games. Actually, I played Xbox around that time. My first console, actually my first gaming anything was, I think it was, first it was it was like Nintendo, but it was like orange, and you put the little rectangular disc in, kind of like those Nintendos, the first ever Nintendos. We put the little chip in the console and you just play it, huh? I don't remember what it was called. It was a kid. It was a kid console. And I think, huh?
Game Boy.
Game Boy. There you go. Game Boy. Had a nice little Game Boy. I was playing that game Galaxy something with the little jet at the bottom and shooting everything. I'll play that. I played Nintendo, the GameCube. I played Xbox. I played the PSP. I love the PSP. You go anywhere with that.
PSP.
Yeah, the PSP was hidden. I had the new Evolution.
Go back. How about like the Atari? Like I was playing Dig Dug and shit. and Galaxy and stuff.
Yeah. That right there. Yeah. Yeah, back in the day, that's what I was playing. Now, I would say my favorite is all of now. Like the peak of gaming to me was PSP days, and it was when the Xbox first came out, because those are days where, like, you looked it forward on a weekend like this to get on with the fellas and be playing for like 48 hours straight with no sleep, just talking or just playing like Call of Duty, Zombies, GTA.
I remember Mario Party. I think as a kid, born in '91,
Yeah.
I watched Mario like evolve from Nintendo 64 to like Paper Mario to everything else to like it was like crazy, like to Water Mario, the one we had the water back then. You called me in like, all right, come, let's play. And like we would do the one with the balloons. Put the that was the first one that I remember playing from different systems up until now. It's still today. Mario coming out. It's about to be a new movie Mario coming out. But
and it's crazy. It's funny you speak about Mario, how they evolved, because they still are relevant to the day. That's like wow to me. Like that company, they always stay relevant no matter what generation they in. And it's just
Nintendo's always going to be relevant. It's the that's you. The epic of gaming. Damn, my partner.
I mean that's big facts though, because as far as Mario, it's like they reach all platforms to me. Like people even made like reincarnations of Mario Kart where either it's a shooter game or it's an open world game. Like it hits all terrains, like no matter what. So it can compete. Racing games, fighting games, you can name it. I mean, it may not be lined up with the company, but they reversions of the same shit.
Mario's so popular, they put in another thing like Smash Bros. Like they borrow Mario.
No. So it's like
Donkey Kong, like, and then the people in Mario got their own storyline.
Yeah. No.
It's crazy.
And it's crazy how they're successful now far now. Now today in gamers now, there are franchises, I wouldn't say they can compete with them, but there are franchises that have their little time and they have their little era. Now I'm gonna put a couple games out there for you. So I'm gonna say, for example, I'll put Call of Duty in there. And Call of Duty is a franchise that they're still relevant, but they're slowly declining because of the people that are making their games are part of a new generation. So they don't have that I've seen where we came from and now I know where we going type of mentality. They don't keep it going, like staying true to where you came from and then continuing that throughout. And they're trying to, but it's going to be hard when you getting rid of the people that started off. That's like taking over your father's business and you changing the whole thing into some outrageous stuff, and the business gonna fall because you're trying to evolve it without keeping what's true to your own company, what's true the message that you have within your own place. So Call of Duty is one that's, it's irrelevant but still declining, but a great franchise. I'll throw in God of War. God of War came a long way. Real good game. And they still good to this day. Mortal Kombat I'll throw in there. Even though they're slowly.
Halo,
Yeah, whole Halo. Uh,
Zelda.
Zelda. What else? I want to say Overwatch, but they new, relatively new.
Nah, Overwatch is like 2016. That's not.
Yeah, it's like
You
it's
talk about a game that's like era defined.
yeah, era defined.
I'd say a lot of the mascots for for every system kind of had their own era, like Crash Bandicoot, Spiral, obviously the Mario game.
Yeah,
Um, Xbox. Well, Microsoft doesn't really have. Well, you said Halo, so
yeah.
that's a racing. What about the racing games like Need for Speed?
Need for Speed, Midnight Club,
GTA.
yeah,
GTA,
GTA.
which
You know,
spawned a lot of different clones like Saints Row. That's
But
still
then you get into like, you realize all these games are under like the same like 8 companies. Like you get into like,
well,
like-
yeah, that's true because the barrier of entry is very, for a long time, the barrier of entry to get into video games was, kind of very high and stuff like that. It's just now that a lot of people are just having, indie and stuff like that. But that's because of technology. Technology has evolved from those times and stuff like that. Now people can actually have access to, different,
yeah, you see GTA was like shut down Lil Durk's server because his server was more popular than theirs and they was making no money off of it. Now kids can get like their own developers and own coders and make a game and basically pitch it to them. Like the same way the record label changed. You don't need to get signed. You can just do it your own. You got SoundCloud and other apps.
yeah.
exactly.
Same thing. Yeah.
They like to get jealous when
Or
people.
indie games like Last of Us or whatever coming out like, oh.
Well, I don't think Last of Us is an indie game. But...
Now, Last of Us is a relatively new game, but very good one. Now, I feel like Last of Us is like Last of Us is like, it's like you got a couple games that kind of fit in the same category, but they're a little bit different. Like Last of Us, this is one game called,
Well,
no, not Uncharted. It's Last of Us. Then you got State of Decay, and then you got another game. I'm trying to remember. Last of Us, State of Decay, and that's another zombie game. I can't even remember. I just had it. But those games in that category are like real similar in the same area. It's almost like they're making the same game but different versions of stuff in a different time. Like how you would say it, it's a new series of the game. So it's like they all kind of copy off each other, and I can't think of too many games. But it's like if you think about it, it's a lot of zombie games. It's a lot. Like it's mad of them, and I don't know. I feel like I can argue with all the zombie games. I think zombie games might be like, it might be like maybe the most popular thing or one of them in the world of gaming. Like you people don't never like, they never like not make a zombie game. You just not, because it's like, it's a bestseller. It just all depends on how you tell the story. Like you got Walking Dead, Walking Dead, the TV show and the gaming TV show. Uncharted is not a zombie game, but like Last of Us, very good storytelling gaming. You know what I mean?
All the Call of Duties from Treyarch have like the zombies.
Exactly. They got zombies where you can like free roam and just survive for many rounds, and they even got their own story to it.
Left 4 Dead,
Left 4 Dead got their story to it. Dead Rising. You got like mad horror games. It's like when I feel like realistically no game can really compete with horror games, because it's like in real time, like horror movies, like you can never say I don't like a horror movie if it's not scary. If it's scary and you like would be like, I'm not going to watch that because it's too scary. it's just that's because the movie is that good. Like the fact that it brings you like a certain emotion, that's what makes the game good. It's kind of like women. It's like they don't like nothing steady and consistent emotion. They like ups and downs. That's why they watch love and hip hop on these damn drama TV shows, because they like either something is down or up. They like the emotional roller coaster. So like as far as like everybody else, horror movies gives you that up and down dramatic feeling, like, oh, somebody who gonna die, how they gonna die, all different types of genres of the same pretty much the same like concept. So
Yeah.
it's like, in my opinion, horror movies you can't compete with it in my general, because like, let's say for now, if you go on YouTube and you like look up somebody playing like some type of recent new horror game, that's gonna be a lot of views, because that's gonna be like watching a fucking horror movie. Like, you gonna be like zoomed in, focused on it.
And, and with my take, I think a horror game that came out that, well, didn't come out recently, but came out say I'd say about like 10 years ago. That kind of that's an indie game that a lot of people were streaming that popularized the genre, not to an extent, but you ever heard the Slender game, the Slender Man game?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So one of my first times on YouTube, well, not first times, but one of my first streamers that I watched was PewDiePie, and
Hmm.
he was streaming Slender, during that time, and that was a big boom because from there on, he was starting off, he was still popular, but from that moment on, he blew up to superstardom, and he is and was one of the biggest subscribed person on YouTube for a long time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
I don't know who it is now, but that's another topic. But I'm just saying that, yeah, horror games um have contributed a lot to the gaming genre, and you can see that a lot through games that are coming out now,
Yep.
past games, indie games.
Yep.
Um, if you played the new Slenderman game, well, the sequel to the Slenderman,
Yep.
that's a lot different too.
Yep.
Um, and yeah, and you have a lot of other games that not have have some elements of horror, but are more kind of grotesque, like Doom and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Doom. What else? Five Nights at Freddy's is
Yep.
another indie game that's a horror game that a lot of people, that's a cult classic. They made like six sequels of
Yep.
for no reason, I guess.
Yep. And
But
you got like a couple games I just came to mind, like Resident Evil. I got a
Resident
movie
Evil,
and a
yeah.
game version of it. Uh,
Resident Evil 5, yeah.
yeah, like that game came so far in many different series of it. It's like you can never compete with horror. Now, lately, when
Mass
coming,
Effect.
yeah, exactly, Mass Effect. Uh, it's funny how you say horror, because when you say horror, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a zombie game or extraterrestrial. It could be like a regular person to person death game. It
Anything.
could be horror. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. We all remember Call of Duty, that one mission, Gillied Up, where you was in there with the ghillie suits as Captain Price, and then his man's that thought he was slick trying to shoot a chopper down, and it broke his ankle and shit, and you got carried him all over the place. That was technically a horror mission for me, because you be running in buildings by yourself, people just dogs chasing you down, all types of stuff. Even this game Crisis 1, 2, and 3, that was a good game for me. I actually like that game. I'm surprised it didn't go far, but as far as horror, it doesn't really have to be like extraterrestrial or zombie related, but it can still have that same horror feeling to it, even with and without the story. So
Right.
Yeah.
they definitely contribute like a lot.
Well, games, it's all about the imagination, to be honest. And what
True.
you can bring out through games, you know, is left to the creator to come up with and stuff like that, and us as players to experience that vision. I have a question for you guys. So, what kind of genre would you like more more of to see in the gaming industry that hasn't been, portrayed, or what other fantasies, or what other, that you will.
I always really wanted a really well made Black Samurai game.
Black
Oh,
Star.
okay.
Like as a fan of growing up watching Samurai Jack and
Oh
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
really, a really well made with a storyline and plot line.
I would say, that's a good ass question. Now that I think about it, it's actually something I'm working on doing right now. But excuse me, genre of gaming I would like to see more of is making gaming more like of a TV show aspect of it. For example,
Okay. Elaborate.
Left 4 Dead or games such as Batman. They have like the a story already made, but they got it to where you can control what the character says and take those different paths or what the based off of what the character says and what he's doing. But his story is still following through on their own. Meaning like you ain't out there fighting consistently. Like it's just a TV show, but you control him depending on the selection, what the character's saying and how his path gonna go. I'm sure you like an idea. I can't even give you an example right now. I don't know no games right now, but it's like sometimes you don't really feel like playing the game, but sometimes you feel like just watching it. So you want to like everybody watches Netflix, everybody watches Hulu, Prime, like all these TV shows. But what happens when you ain't really got nothing to watch? Because I feel like, in my personal opinion, people would watch more gaming than fucking movies and shit. Because movies ain't what it used to be anymore. Ain't got the same feeling you always get. So what do people do nowadays? Oh, ain't nothing to watch. Jump on the game, play some 2K, play some Man. Now, what if you can watch a TV version of that, but still have some control to where you ain't gotta hold up the voice joystick and actually like focus, where you just lay down back with popcorn and watch it, and all you gotta do is just press a button to see what choice you want to play or what path you want to go. That would be very interesting. You ain't gotta do much. You ain't gotta really do nothing. You watching the movie just play out itself, and all you're doing is just picking the speech that you want the character to say.
Kind of
Didn't
like
didn't Netflix do that with
yeah,
that thing?
yeah, they did do that. So more interactive media and stuff like that, because that's
Yeah.
very smart to do. Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I feel like I want to see that more, and I haven't seen it done yet. Now a couple of people have gotten into it, but they didn't like jump on it and keep following through with it. But I feel like people gonna want that, especially when everything is all watching. We play the game, we're watching the screen. We watch TV, watching the screen. Now, some people may now if you just balance out the activity of both, you got a hit right there because everybody not gonna want to play the game and be as focused as they are every day, and everybody ain't gonna have nothing to watch on TV or Netflix every day. But it's more games out there than movies and TV shows. So if you have games that can balance out both and it'd be very interesting to go through, you got a hit right there.
Or like if there was like a GTA style game, but like when you sit down at the game, you can then access Call of Duty. Like it's like you playing the game. Like you just tell all your friends you're on GTA doing a mission. Like I want to play this. Alright, let's jump on Warzone. They're like, alright, let me drop back to my safe house real quick. And you drop back
Yeah,
to your safe house. It's almost a way to never leave the game.
exactly,
And then
exactly.
you go order food and you take out a cell phone. It really comes to your house if you order that.
Yeah,
Like it's crazy. Like you go to the movie theater and like, alright, we're in the movie theater, and then you put on your VR glasses to
yep,
act like you're in the movie
yep,
theater.
yep,
Like it's all
yep.
connected. Like one central home database, basically.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of like similar to. I feel like the base is once you master the scale of activity and movement with gaming, and then master it's to me it's like this, right? With gaming, if you get the scale from how much a player can do and how much accessibility you can give the player within the game, everybody's gonna love it
Yeah,
because the scale ain't full yet. Once you give a person that can actually be in the game and actually interact a lot more than that we're given nowadays, you got to hit like VR, like the movie Player One. That type of accessibility is a hit. It will be a hit. It will be no need to make individual companies anymore. Everybody might just be on the same platform because everybody gonna be in the same world.
yeah,
Especially with VR, it's not gonna be a need for that no more. Especially where at a certain point, yes, it's gonna start off where everybody got their own VR headsets and different products, but they ain't gonna work the same. So once somebody matches it, everybody gonna go to the one that works the most, works the best, works the best quality, the best frame rate, the best resolution, and go under that. And then it's just gonna be like, all right, now when it's you in the game, now you got different doors of which game you want to play. Like, oh, everybody, let's go walk through the Call of Duty door, Warzone door. Want to walk into the single player realm? It's gonna be no point to be ain't gonna no point no more. So as far as the movie production and film production, once you access, what the scale with that is, need to put more accessibility, a little bit more accessibility with movies. Because, like, I go back to my point about women and they draw dramatic TV shows and all that stuff. How they be screaming at the TV like, oh, she did this, all that extra stuff. If you put it at some point where they can get a little bit involved, just a little bit, and get more active within the film itself, people are gonna love that. They're gonna love it, and it could be a way to even go back and rewatch it.
Love and Hip Hop live stream episode where they doing the episode and it's fighting and people in the comments like, oh, she know I do it.
Exactly. Exactly. Just to get a little bit more involved. I mean, social media do it now with all this dramatic stuff and people doing these crazy stuff on social media, and then they go live and be talking about the situation, and all you see on the right side of the box is people just spamming L cap or he lying, scamming, just saying stuff. They doing it because they want to be more, they want to have some type of accessibility to what was going on. They want to have some type of control over the situation, even though they have nothing to do with it, but they just want to have some type of control over it. That's going to bring more attention. That's going to gravitate to them when they have some type of hands-on with the situation, even though it has nothing to do with them. So if film productions can find a way to kind of mix in gaming a little bit, or a certain part of gaming where you can give the viewers some type of accessibility to their actual film, it would change the game. The world would be, it would be different. It would be a whole different world. So that's what I want to see as far as genres and categories that I would like to see more. I mean, it's been done, but it hasn't been fully explored as it should have been. That's how I feel.
definitely, definitely. I feel like I would like to see more open world adventure games of different types of franchises. I feel like one of the ones that I want to see the most is actually coming out next month, which is the Harry Potter open world game,
Yep.
which is basically create your own character. You go to school, the whole school is open for you, the whole big castle. You could go through different types of dorms. You select your dorm. Well, you get chosen which dorm you get
Yep.
to choose or whatever. And then after that, you explore. You can explore the castle, the grounds, the forest, beyond the forest, learn spells, attack people, do all this. So if more genres, I mean, or more franchises had open world games, like let's say, have you guys ever played the Simpsons Hit and Run, which is the
Yeah.
GTA version of The Simpsons
Yep.
and stuff like that? Yeah, that's a perfect example. Just have more, like, let's say if we had a it's a good franchise right now to what's that what's that Netflix show again that Stranger Things. If
Yeah.
they had a Stranger Things open world game, a lot of people you know would mess with that and like play it, to be honest, because Stranger Things is one of the most popular Netflix series right now that's currently out. And you could see a lot of people jumping into that and experiencing that and just like running, having all those cinematic pieces of like uh the clouds, turning dark and all
Yeah.
that,
Yep. Yep.
and then the Demigorgon and all that stuff. Oh man, that would be cool. And different others franchise, like let's say you had um an open world Avatar game,
Mm.
like that would be cool too.
Yep.
But more player choice, like you said, um, a lot more choices. Before I used to think that well, before VR or battle royales became such a prominent and like franchise, that was something that I wanted too, but more like Hunger Games based. You
Okay.
ever seen the movie Hunger Games?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Something like that, something more gritty and more kind of realistic and bloodier and stuff like that, and more survival based. A
Mm.
VR that you could actually have to survive and actually, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like
Yep.
the time settings and like the weather changes and there's things that you encounter and diseases and
Yep.
stuff. More something more realistic to that. But yeah, the possibilities is endless with video games because that's just the media that people can use to access to interact with, and the possibilities is endless because fantasy.
Exactly. Now, I'll say one thing before we move on to the next topic. One thing you said that I think games these days kind of got a little soft. Like it ain't like you said nitty gritty as it used to be, like bloody, like especially in Call of Duty. Like let's say we play Warzone and you shoot somebody in the head, you see the blood, you see the bullet, how almost resembles a realistic look to it to give you that realistic feeling. Nowadays it's not. Nowadays, it's like Warzone feels like I'm playing Apex. Like you shoot somebody and all you see is shield. You got too many icons popping in your face about this different color stuff. It's a little too. It's a little too like feeling like a little kid friendly. And it's like, well, the ratio between uh kids and adults playing the game is kind. To me, I would feel like it's more teenagers and adults playing than the kids are. In my opinion, I feel like it is. So it's like kids, they gonna grow up and learn this stuff anyway. So it's like, why are you being kid friendly? And if you are gonna be kid friendly, give them some kid friendly games. But the grown ups want to see the real authentic stuff. They want to see the real, or at least get close to it at least a little bit,
Like,
but
why
not
are we
all.
advertising games for that are for adults or for mature to kids? Like, it
Exactly.
just doesn't make no sense. And
Exactly.
if your kids have those games, they shouldn't be able to sell them.
Exactly. And I think they to integrate that, they would have to do this little, make an
Yeah,
account and see if you a kid, and they'll put it like a little category between separating like, okay, this user is this age and this user is this age, so we're gonna split up in their own categories what they're allowed to see and what they're not allowed to see.
or not, or not even that. I mean, yeah, even if a parent does buy a game, a kid like a rated R game or whatever, rated M game or whatever. I think they should have, maybe if something goes wrong and the kid does something or like something happens, right? I feel like the parent should take accountability to that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things that happen uh where you know kids don't understand a certain topic and they learn it not through their parents, but they learn it through the game or people on the game and stuff like that. And it just creates a kind of like a toxic, very toxic environment where it's like kids shouldn't be learning this at a young age, and but you're shielding them. But at the same time, are we really shielding them, or y'all just leaving them alone so they don't bother you? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Exactly.
I know parents have that mentality where like, let me buy them a game so they can leave me alone,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've definitely been a victim of that one. Definitely.
So, so yeah, I definitely do think that. And other games, like an example for for what you said about bloody guts and like whatever.
Yeah.
There's more blood in video games would
Yeah.
be Red Dead Redemption and stuff like that. Have you guys played the new one, the number 2 and stuff like that? That kind of gives me the feel like, yes, I am
Yeah.
in the Wild West.
Yep. Yep.
I
Yep.
really love that fantasy.
Yep. Exactly. And they need to stick to what they already started and just follow through it and keep the same certain aspects. It's okay to change and evolve, but keep the stuff that made the game, that gave it its personality in the first place. So as far as that goes. Now we on to the next topic here. Discussing the latest news on AI. Now I know that I think y'all haven't like really seen that much or read that much on AI, so I'm gonna explain recently what I've learned about it. I think it was in November, the month of November, it was announced to different broadcasting channels that some company came out with. As a matter of fact, some company came out with this AI software, and it's a couple of them. But it's an AI software. Even a couple of apps is betraying it now on iOS or any phone. But the most famous one that they announced first was Chat GPT, if I'm not mistaken. Now their app and software came out with an AI that you can chat with and basically act it almost anything, and it will give you an answer or do the job for you. So I've experimented with it a little bit, and it actually is true. Now I experimented through the phone, so it's kind of like a little limitability, and it's consistently being updated. And my personal opinion on this is that AI is definitely here to stay. Like, there's no argue on that. Like, people like Elon Musk and others like him in that industry and many different multinational, multi-million-dollar and billion-dollar companies are definitely going to pursue the result of AI because it's a competitive field of who gets the best software to get the best new product, to better themselves in any type of way, to be the first and keep up with the latest trend and how things are changing in the world. So as far as AI, it basically will increase information amongst humankind individually and increase popularity and money amongst the rich. So, I mean, popularity, productivity, and money amongst the rich. And what I say about this, right now, I wish I could demonstrate it now, but I'm gonna show a little video of how this guy is describing how they're going to use AI as a way of doing this. Sorry, Booty, I gotta move your broadcast out the way. I just had it up here.
Everyone has been talking about OpenAI's ChatGPT, and for good reason. Its ability to generate any request in human-like text is remarkable, and for many people it's their first aha moment for what AI could actually be. And the implication that this technology has for us in the next decade is exciting, but also frightening. But instead of thinking about what it's going to be like in a decade, I'm going to be talking about what it's like today and how we can take advantage of the opportunities in front of us right now. So I'm going to talk about 7 different business ideas that anybody can do using OpenAI. But the cool thing to me about OpenAI and ChatGPT isn't just the text output itself, it's actually their new API, which is so powerful. So if you don't know what an API is, it's called an application programming interface, which allows developers to basically create applications that can access and make use of the information or data provided by ChatGPT. In other words, anyone can simply implement DALL-E or ChatGPT into their own software or apps and then just create their own front-end user interface. So a good example of this is actually Lensa. If you don't know what Lensa is, I actually made a video on it a few days ago, so go check it out. But basically, Lensa is this app that has gone very viral lately because they found a very specific use case of one of these AI APIs. So you guys may have seen it on Instagram. A lot of people are posting like these animated versions of their face, and how they were doing that was through this app called Lensa. But the interesting thing about Lensa is that Lensa was simply using the Stable Diffusion AI engine, which is essentially free to use for anybody, yet Lensa was charging $10 for these anime photos of people. So how it works is people would download the Lensa app on the App Store. They would upload 10 photos of themselves to the app. They would pay $10, and then they would receive 100 animated photos of themselves, all in different styles. So why are people paying $10 when they could go do this themselves on Stable Diffusion for free? Well, the answer, my friends, is convenience. So
Now,
I didn't know you had to pay for that, to be honest. But yeah, that's such a. I was thinking about using it, but that's crazy. Never mind.
I mean, yeah. So, how he's basically describing how people, different companies are using AI to do many different things, such as one of the examples he showed was, one of the examples he showed was basically making like a art version of a person's avatar, like basically a sculpture, not a sculpture, but like a art of you, but just in like a animated, cartoonish kind of way to do it. And it's like, if AI can do that now, for a regular person to do it, it may take some time. It may require advanced ability of your field to do something like that. But I mean, to do that, it's like AI can take it over.
Yeah, basically.
So it's like, if AI, even regardless, even that, not even that alone, if AI can just like, you could just have any conversation and ask it anything, even an advanced question, which should be like very difficult to learn, and AI can answer it, even create codes for you, have you create algorithms and write write a whole essay for you on a certain topic. It's like for you to do that and just get for it to do it just like this, like in a step of a finger, it's like, that's, like they say, scary and impressive at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's funny that it's made, the way it got its knowledge is based off of humans, people that, just knowledge off of what they know and what they do, and put it all together for the system to watch and learn from it, and do it that way. Now, here's the thing that's a little confusing to me. Now, if you're getting all this from humans, and everybody has a different perspective on certain things, so how can AI know what's correct and not correct? How can that only not?
That is definitely the problem.
Yeah, it's like,
That is definitely an interesting discussion because yeah, these AIs are created by humans, right, with intention of people using it. For what way? It's only for the creator to know. You understand?
exactly.
So it could be used in a wrong way. And if you read the terms of services of Lensa, when they create your picture, is they have unilateral ownership of the
Yep.
pictures that you sent them. They can use them however they want. That is very dangerous because, mind you, that's the terms of services. So if you accept those services, right? Yeah, they can do whatever they want with their pictures. To
Yep.
be honest,
Yep.
with your pictures.
Yep.
So it really is. They can basically frame you if you wanted to for any
Exactly.
crime, you know. And you would still be liable for it because they used your picture.
Yeah,
To be
because you gave
honest,
them a picture. Yeah, exactly. You
yeah.
gave it to them.
So you gave it to them. So there's that increasing awareness and like and fear of these AIs because we don't know the intent of these creators,
Yeah.
you know, of these creators. So and also like these AIs can also not work or malfunction or go rogue. Who knows? Or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, or not work properly. What if you do pay for services, right?
Mhm.
And the creator built this AI, and you accepted their terms of services, but then the AI, you don't like none of the photos.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's
don't
true.
like none of the photos. Oh, you don't like what? Yeah, then you want your money back, but then you can't because you already accepted the terms of so like AIs aren't perfect either.
Yeah. Yep.
In a sense, yes, they're created with the intent of being perfect, right? But they're also created by humans, which are not perfect,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So there's a very flawed, conversation about this, um, and it's valid because we don't know how the future might look. Because like, who knows if there might be an AI for different services that, let's say that help us, that try to help us,
Yeah.
that the government, whatever, maybe I'm talking too conspiracy theory,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
let's just be hypothetical, where it's like, what if these companies start using AIs and stuff like that instead of humans, right, to work with people?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
You understand? Oh, how am I supposed to get my food from here? Oh, there's an automatic AI that you have to deal with, da 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 da, to
Exactly.
get food stamps or something like that. You
Exactly.
could go, and then what if that shit doesn't work?
Yep. It's
Like,
limited.
it's limited, exactly. And what is McDonald's? Like, okay, for example, McDonald's. There was a video out there with that their drive-through is all fully automatic. There's nobody at the front the window. It's just a machine just giving out your order.
Mm. And what if they actually like mistaking your
Fuck up your order.
wavelengths? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And they give you the wrong thing, you can't even get your money back. That's fact.
exactly.
It makes a couple of problems, but I mean, over time they're gonna work on it and try to evolve it as much as possible to fix stuff like that too, though. But one thing I feel like it's gonna be big too is
It's
it's
the
all
intent.
human based. So if you're making
Exactly.
AI, it's artificial intelligence. So if you're making AI to learn everything it sees and how things work, right? If it's just continuously learning, then where is there a limit to it?
Where's the limit to? Yeah, exactly. And who gets to teach it what it learned?
Exactly. Like if you make an artificial intelligence, it's to work on its own, to think on its own based off the knowledge you given it. So
You giving it exactly,
so
or what
if
it
it
thought. Yeah.
exactly, so if it decides that if you see that AI is going like, oh, it's knowing too much or this and that, who's to say that you can stop that? It's AI, it's thinking on its own and knows you giving it every single information known to man that we know of, or the at least one of the most high that they know about. So if you're going to decide like, oh shit, they learn too much, AI is going to think for itself and start taking over it. Who says you going to stop it? Because
Exactly.
not even the most high know everything. All these low level under the radar people that know these little different codes and algorithms to get through the little cracks and patterns of government services or even a damn accounts, when they know these little things to get into it or look at it, and you don't know they can do that. That's why you always trying to like find a new pattern, find a new person that they skill. And when AI, that one person can learn from everybody. He's seen it all systems, all computers. It knows everything. So it's like, how you gonna stop it? Because once you don't know about it, now you gotta take the time just to figure it out and fix it. And AI is already like, it's like chess, already 5 steps ahead of you, and it continually keep going to where the 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 uh the gap is gonna be out of reach for you to even to catch it. So then it's like, all right, now it took over. Now whatever its agenda, whatever it makes its mind up to, whatever it feel like the way things should be is gonna be up to the AI, and the AI gonna take it over. So it's like Elon Musk is right that he says that people should take their time, but at a certain point, it's gonna be out of reach to where AI is gonna be on its own time. So it's like it should stay limited. I would say AI should stay limited to just being a Google search engine where it takes all different opinions and perspectives and learns from it.
Yeah, and also, who makes the rules? We have to establish what are the rules with creating AI too, because we can't have something that goes haywire every fucking
Exactly.
second, or you know every because
Exactly.
if somebody makes something for a system for something, right, that a lot of people use, that that um that if it goes wrong, it creates a problem. So
Yeah.
we have to identify and write the rules to this because we are human. We're flawed, right? And the only way to stop us humans are other humans
Yeah.
and rules and regulations and laws. You understand?
Yep.
So people have we have to they have to create a method, right, where they could tell us like what are the rules for AI? What shouldn't we do, right? And what should we do?
Yep.
That's it. Should we and should we not? Because there's a lot of things in this world that that are brought with good intentions, right? That people use it for malicious. Okay, I have a different like religion. Religion is one. The internet,
Yep.
right? Um, just a lot of weapons.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
weapons. Even weapons still this day. So there's a lot of things that could happen. So we can't. We have to. You know, when creating AIs, they can't let it weaponize AI.
Mhm.
You can't weaponize it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Um, hopefully in the future we get some clarify as more people start researching and start developing different technologies of AIs. We'll learn and find out. You know, until that time comes, we're still gonna be have to be wary of the future.
Yeah, we are. And it's hopefully that they don't make the same mistake as of kind of similar to how they did the vaccines for COVID. That they don't try
Not
to rush everything and then put it out when they think it's right, and then they got to keep adding on stuff like this is AI. So it's a AI is a program now that's just for solely from a system from your phone, but you're getting to the point where you trying to make a body for it, so it can actually move and do things on its own physically. So at that point where, okay, you're giving it the system, you're giving it intelligence, now you're giving it a body to physically do stuff. So now it ain't going to just be, you already do some harm softwarely, like programming it. But now it could do physical harm now because you're making a body for it if it decides to, if you happen to just, it gets out of control and out of your control, out of their control. And now it's like, all right, it's a robot, so it don't feel. So ain't no telling how much it could do and do by accident if hardware does go wrong. Similar to what Elon Musk is doing. He's making his own like Tesla bot or whatever you want to call it. A whole having a conversation with it, everything. It's like, okay, you want to make iRobot a real life thing. Okay, fine, cool. But how you going to stop it when your malfunction is what do they call it? Nothing but gears and hardware in here. There's no heart. There's no feeling, no nerves, no flesh. So it's not going exactly. So it's like you trying to make it to where it's smarter than a human, but making it human, but it's not human. So it's like no matter what you do, even if you give it a body similar to a human, if you try to build the inside of it like it's human, but just with metal and gears and hardwire softwares, you could try, but it's still artificial.
Well,
It's still going to know that it's not human, so it doesn't have to abide by human rules, especially with a mind of its own.
well, yeah, but with a lot of companies nowadays, right, they're trying to reduce costs and stuff like that. So, what are they gonna pay to a robot? Nothing.
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
Nothing. Robots aren't human. They're what are they gonna pay to a robot? Nothing. Obviously, they built it, they had it, they bought it. Okay, cut some people off. Now I don't have to pay people off. Now I have robots. Like a
yeah,
good example would be FedEx. FedEx has are trying to have these robots kind of so they can deliver packages,
yep,
and not just FedEx, Amazon too, and
yeah,
different other. They're trying to have these little, robots delivering packages and stuff like that instead of actual workers and stuff like that. They're cutting back costs, and a lot of companies are gonna do that. A lot of companies are gonna do that
yep,
because at the end of the day, it's greed. It is greed. It's to save money and stuff like that. So they're
yep,
gonna be sending a lot more robots and AIs and stuff like that onto the streets and stuff like that, knowing well that they're not gonna be paid they're employing, or they're gonna be cutting back.
Yep, that's exactly what they're gonna be doing. So it's like they're gonna be. You ain't gonna be having to. When if a robot breaks, you ain't gonna have to really pay money to or give it life insurance and medical insurance.
Exactly.
You're not gonna have to pay them for their hourly fee and all that stuff. All you gotta do is probably gonna be paying for maintenance and making sure the hardware is up to date.
Exactly.
So it's like I said earlier when I was talking about goals, I feel like, especially nowadays when companies are trying to like replace human labor and get into AIs, that's basically everything going on computers. So I'm like, as far as career paths, it would be the best way to start learning skills and from the online. So the way the world that they're trying to go, these businesses are trying to go, trying to get rid of human labor. They're going to need somebody to do all this programming because they're not doing it themselves. They're just going to pay people to do it.
Exactly.
So it would be a smart idea to learn the skills of coding and all these software engineering and all that stuff to stay relevant. And it's a high paying skill anyway, so you always stay relevant no matter what. And plus, you're going to be the one encoding it yourself. So it's like you learn more than even what the billionaires know because they're just going to pay for you to do it anyway. And it kind of, I don't know. I'm not no billionaires, and I ain't in a position. But in a way, to me, I would think you're given that encoder power because he has he knows the software encoding to do whatever you want the robots to do, or the software to do for you, or program it to respond, or consistently throw out any alerts in a certain timing, in a certain way, or sound like this certain person. He knows the code to do that. You're paying somebody to do it. So he can kind of do what the fuck he wants. I mean, you can monitor him, but you don't know how to read that language like he does. He has a skill to read that language. So if you don't know how to do it yourself, he could kind of put your business. He could kind of make your business fall just like that if you really wanted to. So I feel like when you got that skill and you know what you're doing, they just giving you that power. Knowingly or unknowingly, you're giving them power.
That is true.
So that's how I feel on that one. Now, on to the next subject.
So how much time we have left?
We got one more discussion, so we just on time. We probably got like however long this last one is.
Alright. This has been going for 2 hours.
Right. All right. Well, I can't see my tab. I don't know why I can't pull it up. Oh, wait. There we go. All right, so the last one is exploring new career paths. We were just talking similar like this. All right. So as far as pursuing a career path, I would say, like I said earlier about getting into online things, I would say career path for me, I'm looking to explore. I would say it's cybersecurity. Now, there's different all types of like computer programming, algorithm jobs that you can get into. Like, for example, businesses, they do what I'll say software engineering. You got cybersecurity. You got financing, stock market, which runs on a lot of computer systems. Multiple different jobs. So I would say even people that know how to do skills of building websites and stuff like that. So cybersecurity would be like, I'm not saying it's the best, but I would say it'll be a good career path as far as security purposes, cybersecurity. So you will know how, it's kind of like this movie I seen called Black Math or something like that with Chris Hemsworth. on Netflix. It's called,
Uh-huh.
I think it's called Black Math, where this programmer had took over systems and was stealing money from the government, and they didn't know how he was doing it. He was doing it undetected too.
Okay.
So they had to get people, local people that was skilled at it. Even one of them was in jail. One worked for FBI that created certain algorithms and firewalls that kind of evolved their skill in keeping people from getting a certain information. Made it harder for them to get into it, like people like scammers and all that stuff. So learning that field is kind of like similar to that because you have to know what you're doing. You have to know the system, the encoding, the algorithms, the firewalls, the firewalls of basically like a little maze where they kind of like lead you. If you're gonna come in here, we can't stop you from coming in here. But if you get in here, we're gonna lead you on a path and try to make it harder for you to get through this maze. Kind of like Harry Potter when he was going for the World Cup. They was all going through their little maze and trying to figure out. It was always changing, trying to figure out how to get through it. So to be able to do that and evolve it like that is pretty good. Especially how things are being more online as it is now. It would be definitely best to. Now you got all these different scammers and people calling you to talk about, oh, somebody made a transaction, $3,000 account and all that stupid stuff that you got to do on a daily basis now. It would be definitely very beneficial to everyday life to know a skill like that, and knowing that it's much needed now more than ever. It's definitely a career path that I would like to pursue more, and also get into a little bit like of a business thing, but mostly more into the cyber security. Now, what career paths are you looking that you might be interested in as far as in the future?
Well, a couple ones would be kind of going into like, I don't know, kind of high speed rail, basically transportation, different forms of transportation. Um, I definitely think maybe like airline industry, maybe the train industry, kind of different stuff like that because I feel like we as a society are gonna keep growing, keep flourishing and stuff like that. But different modes of interpretation is definitely gonna be a must that we have to like evolve and like have to keep getting comfortable with and start making it more easier for the everyday citizen to be able to transport maybe locally and maybe state to state.
Yeah.
Figure out better ways to connect America. You know,
Okay.
coming better way to go you know from Jersey to Florida.
Okay.
Or from Texas to California. You know,
So are you
but
talk about all genres of transportation, or you just talk about like ground?
I'm morely talking about ground right now because I feel like we need more ground based kind of like trains because of other countries, and
Okay.
we have to get more competitive against other countries because look at China. Their country is bigger than ours by a bit, but their country is bigger than ours, and they have trains and railroads right crossing everywhere throughout their country. And here we have less than that. We only like you know West Coast, East Coast, right? The South,
Okay.
but none of them is into here. What happened to the North? North Mid. You understand? North Dakota, South Dakota. Who's connecting them to us? Who's connecting them to Michigan? You understand? And stuff like that. That's an easy one because I would like to see the world more interconnected and connect on a personal level. You understand? So
Okay.
we have less infighting and more supporting and opportunities with each other. You understand?
Yeah.
That's a goal that I would like to. And a different one would be to another one would be to, like you said, cybersecurity. We are going into a day of technology. You know, we're gonna keep evolving faster. You know, growing and building and maturing and
Yep.
developing and innovating and stuff like that. And that's definitely um a good career to go into because, like you said, um, we humans are advancing and we're going to, our lives are going to get better. You know, our lives are
Yep.
gonna get better. So who's gonna be maintaining, maintaining, doing maintenance for all those things? You know,
Yep. Exactly.
they're gonna be the techies. They're gonna be the people that are looking for those type of jobs
Yep.
and stuff like that. Definitely that, and another one would be how do you say it? I don't know. I guess acting. I don't know. I'd say acting because there's a lot of different roles you can play in acting, right? That like you become other. You know, you get into other somebody else's shoes, and you practice and learn what they're thinking or how to think like them, and you just based on your emotions and your knowledge, you act like them or you impersonate, and uh and through acting, you could develop a lot of different skills. You know,
Yep.
um, communication is one. You know, speaking to people, reading body language.
Hmm.
You know, a lot of different things that makes you socialize or sociable to more people.
Yep.
You know, and that's just just a way to just get your foot out in the door and have people know and remember your face, remember your name, and just have yourself out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you on that one. And one quick thought before we start wrapping this up. When you talked about like explaining how cybersecurity and programming is like going to be relevant and who's going to be basically running the war on maintenance in it. I feel like it's I feel like once we start entering that age of AI and robots doing stuff for us, I feel like not all jobs are going to be taken. Now it'll mostly be the first one be obviously the low class ones where it's like more heavier labor going on. But I feel like, for example, architecture.
Yeah,
Now, as far as hard labor is building it, will be taken over. But as far as you still need somebody to map it out and create the design, I
yeah,
don't honestly feel like. I mean, yes, they have these apps and softwares that can create these pictures based off of what you tell it to or whatever image you want it to make, and it does it for you. Yes, so it's kind of like you're giving it however you program it to give it like this sort of architecture mind on its own. But then as far as building something is a little more complex because you got to be human enough because every architecture is different. Everybody don't scope the same design. Everybody has their own definition of art themselves. So a robot can't do that because it's even if it's multiple different. As far as the architecture, even though it's multiple different patterns and multiple different coders doing their own styles of doing it, building something still require a unique type of architecture that creates a structure to where it has to be leveled and balanced enough to be able to hold itself up, not fall apart, still be strong at the same time, but then have a little livable space in it, or at least be able to maintain the amount of people that you're trying to have in it. So AI can do that, but it can't it can evolution depending on somebody else's style because when it comes to styles it's like you can rap but you may not rap like him. Like one guy, like for example Buddha, he can rap but he don't rap. He got a Jay-Z flow but he not Jay-Z. All these people got like similar styles but it's different at the same time. AI can't replicate but keep the similarity between uh, styles, as far as I believe. Now I could be wrong, but it's. I feel like that's something only a unique person in their own unique way of doing things can do.
uh-huh.
Is how you see it, your perspective on it. AI
Yeah,
can gain a knowledge from you, but it can't read your mind and see what type of unique thing you got about you or your unique way of thinking of how your style is on certain perspectives. So in my opinion, I don't think that AI could be able to do that. So it will be important jobs that AI can do cannot take as far as, having the architecture, that one person that architects, that designs the building and the structure of it, telling the AIs, okay, I want it to be this height, this much square feet, I want the width to be about this much, I want the length to be this high, I want the walls to be made out of this, how thick it should be, how slick cut it should be, how you should make it, what type of material, every little nick and crack matters, and AI can do it to a certain extent, but they can't create it themselves, so it could be different. If you give it up to AI, we all be living in the suburban area, all buildings looking exactly damn near the same. So it's my point. Jobs like that require unique skill and style of doing it. I feel like you can't get rid of it. You know what I mean? So that's my point of view of it all. That was the last topic. It was a good podcast. Thank you thank you all that jumped in, checked out the stream.
Round of applause.
Yep. Round of applause. First podcast ever.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Unrestricted flow.
Yes, sir. So we're gonna have this posted later tonight. Edwin, I'm gonna send you the link to it.
Got you. Thank
And
you. It's been a pleasure and honor to be on your podcast.
Thank you.
Shout out to all the viewers out there who
Yep.
watch this, who are listening to this, and just close it out.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Keep it lean.